So the first thing I'm going to need is a bowl. Second thing is my measuring cup. Third thing, my vinegar. Fourth thing, my Blue Bonnet butter. Fifth thing, my vegetable oil. And I'm going to need my grilled mates packet. It's brown sugar bourbon. OMG. This is what I have so far. So I'm going to use pork chops for this. And you guys know I always say that you should rinse your meat before cooking it, before seasoning it. That's just something that I was taught when I, was younger. As I started cooking, always rinse your meat. So my first step is I'm going to go ahead and add all my liquids together. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 tablespoons of water, right in, which is here. Then I'm going to go ahead and add 1/4 a cup of oil. And just be careful. So just 1/4 of a cup. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 tablespoons of vinegar. I'm going to add this. 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And then I gave it a little mix. And now I will add my brown sugar bourbon to the pack. And as I add the pack, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it at the same time. Just to prevent little balls, kind of like chunks. But it ended up still making chunks. So as you can see, I'm just kind of pressing my spoon against the bottom just to break up the chunks to where it can get smoother. And I'm just breaking it up, separating it, and I'm just going to continue to mix it. Here's what it looks like up close. I did have a concern about all the oil. I was thinking maybe we didn't have to use so much oil, that if I make it again, that I will not use as much oil as they say. I would definitely use less oil. So I'm just continuing to mix it. Just continue to mix it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and lightly season my pork chops. Just because I don't know how seasoned the packet is, so I don't want to take any chances. So I just lightly seasoned it. I didn't season it fully how I usually would do if there was no packet. So that's what we're going to do right here. So first I have my black pepper. Then I have my Creole seasoning. Sorry, y'all, my phone went off. And then I'm going to have my parsley flakes. Then I have my crushed peppers. And then I have my garlic seasoning. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix that together. Just mix it real well. Make sure everything is together. So now I'm just going to go ahead and grab my pan. And I'm just going to fit all of my pork chops on the pan. And sometimes you just have to kind of like squish your pork chops together, just because I know a lot of times pork chops are really, really big. So I just kind of made room for it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add my brown sugar bourbon mixture to my pork chops.
Y'all can hear my boyfriend and my kids in the background. My house is always chaotic, y'all. Sorry. So just make sure that you rub it all over your stuff, your pork chop. Sorry, my mind just went blank. Cause you know when you bite your pork chop, you want to taste it on every piece, not just the middle and not the edges, or the edges and not the middle. You know. And this took longer than I thought. I didn't know that I edited it to be slow and not fast. I should have edited it to be fast, but at least y'all get the picture, you know. At least y'all see everything step by step. And just how I did it, you know. Because I know everybody does everything differently, but y'all see how I do it now. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sleepy, but here's how it looks up close and
personal. Y'all, honestly, I wasn't too fond of the smell. So that would be something I would complain about. Like the smell of the packet, I did not like it at all. Also, do not forget to preheat your oven to 350, guys. And there it is. My pork chops are in the oven. Okay, guys. Once I clean my area, I'm just going to go ahead and open my can of green beans. And like I said, I do have a can opener, but it does not work well. I'd rather just go ahead and use my knife. So maybe one day I'll go buy a better can opener. But for now, this will work. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour my can of green beans inside of my pot. Once I go ahead and get all the green beans out, I'm going to go ahead and close the top just so it doesn't cut me or anybody else. And then I'm just going to add my ground black pepper. And then don't come on my comments talk about that's too much black pepper. Don't worry about me. Okay? Okay. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add my butter as well, y'all. Butter and black pepper makes green beans so good. And I'm just going to add a little bit more butter. And I'm just going to put the top on it. And I will then continue to put it on the stove and let it boil and cook down. And I'm just going to put it on the number. Let me see what I put it on. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the number 4. So now I'm going to go ahead and cook my rice. No, I do not measure my rice. I just pour it in a pot. I measure it by eye. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse my, what we call it, washing your rice. And I think I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times. It all depends on you. It's your rice. You do what you want with it. But I'm just going to take my hand and I'm just going to swish my hand around just to kind of get some of the starch off the coat, not the starch, I'm sorry, whatever it's called, I don't know, but get that coat off of the rice. Then I'm just going to measure it with the middle of my finger. That's how I learned how to put enough water. Once the water is to that line, then you know it's finished. And now I'm going to put it on the stove. And I want you guys to know, so I put it on 6. I want you guys to know whenever you're putting a top on your rice, you don't want to put the top on it fully when you first start cooking it, because it will continue to boil and it will ball over your pot and make a big mess. So here are the pork chops. I was just opening it to check on it. Okay, now here's my rice and my green beans. And here's the finished product. So I'm going to go ahead and give my green beans a stir. And those are definitely finished. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove off. And then my rice is also finished. And I'm just going to go ahead and give it a good look. Make sure it's nice and soft. And then I'm going to turn that off as well. So here are my pork chops. Here are what they look like so far. Not bad, y'all. And then it smells good. So I know I said it stunk earlier, but once I put it in the oven and start cooking, it smells so good. And here's my finishing touch. Y'all, let me tell you something. It smells so good, I couldn't wait to eat it. And here's my finishing plate. And let me tell you guys, it was so delicious. So I think you guys should definitely try.